Somalia, which is barely a country. You know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you.
The president has always had very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic comments when it comes to people who are of Muslim faith or people who are black. We've seen him call African nations as holes, and so it's not really surprising. But what is weird to me is just how creepy he's been obsessed with me and the Somali community.
It is boiling in America. The Somali America or Somali Americans are having a hard time. And let me say this, immigrants or the Somalis were looking down on black people, were looking down on black Americans. They wanted to associate themselves with white people, or they associated themselves with black people. But right now, Trump turned on them. And what he said about Somalis is just outrageous. Let's watch this clip.
I wouldn't be proud to have the largest Somalian. Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. Look, these Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud. She tries to deny it now, but you can't really deny it because, it just happened. She shouldn't be allowed to be a congresswoman, and I'm sure people are looking at that. And she should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota, okay? Minnesota, you have an incompetent governor. You have a crooked governor. He's crooked as hell, but he's incompetent. Waltz he should be ashamed. That beautiful land, that beautiful state, it's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country. And all they do is complain, complain, complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with, go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution. All she does is complain about this country, and without this country, she would not be in very good shape. She probably wouldn't be alive right now. So Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. I don't know. I haven't been there. I won't be there anytime soon.
Now, I may think most immigrants, Somali to be precise, they thought they were better than black Americans. They thought that they were better than other black people until the same man they supported, DJT, turned around and called them trash. And right now, they understand what black people were warning them about, because they have been warned for decades. And we'll talk about that on another episode. Grand Rising Kings and Queens, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for 100K subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I love you so much. I love you and I appreciate you. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, today's message, because we are still on this issue of immigrants, more so Somalis. When I talk about Somalis, I talk about Africa. When I talk about Somalis, I talk about East Africa. Because if DJT called Somalis trash, that means Africans, black people, East African people are just seen as trash in front of the eyes of the oppressor. Black people, black Americans have been warning Africans so much about this. We are going to their land. We feel free. We work hard. There's this lady, I want to play her video. He has said that we work so hard. We work long hours. We obey the law. Yet he is turning against us. Before I continue, let's watch these clips first.
He is President of America. We have to respect him.
Shukriya Bashike and her husband own a store in downtown Lewiston. She raised 8 children, all now with college degrees, and still works 7 days a week.
We order, we drink, any kind.
She supports the president, but not his blanket statements about her home country and fellow citizens.
Some people good, some people no good. But 90% is very good people. They like to follow the rule. They work hard. They work day and night.
A lot of Muslim people and a lot of Somali people voted for him. So he represents us. And now he's targeting us.
President Trump repeatedly said Somali immigrants don't work and do nothing but complain. But here in Maine, Somalis have taken much-needed jobs in the healthcare industry, education, retail, manufacturing, farming, just about anything you can imagine.
It's very hurtful what he's saying. It's wrong.
Efra is an interpreter and executive director of a local community organization. She says with rents and prices going up, many Somalis work long hours to make ends meet.
Most Somali people I know work multiple jobs. A majority of them are very hardworking and very kind people. Lewiston Public Schools, you will find techs, substitute teachers. If you go to CMMC, we have a Somali doctor at CMMC. My sister is also a doctor at the emergency room.
Lewiston's Somali Bantu Community Center told us they won't dignify Trump's remarks with a response. However, some worry Trump's statements may lead to violence against Somalis.
That's a real fear that a lot of Somali people feel, me personally as well.
In Lewiston, Brad Rogers, CBS 13 News.
I just know you all seen that one video of the Somali old heads coming together being like, oh, Trump 2025, Trump for president. And they went on a podium endorsing Donald Trump and supporting his campaign. Now, it didn't even take a full year before Donald Trump turns his back on these old heads, telling them, I don't want you nasty Somalians in this country. The same exact old heads who were endorsing and supporting Trump's campaign are now being insulted on national television. Now, ain't this karma at its finest?
It's that act of looking over my shoulder which pains me because I am a United States citizen. This is my home and I don't want to feel unsafe in my home. It's harassment disguised as law enforcement.
Are people afraid to leave their homes right now?
They are afraid, yeah. I've heard of people carrying extra identification on them, like passports.
Let me say this clearly. When someone attacks our community and calls us garbage, this is not just an insult. This is an attack on our humanity, our dignity, and our constitutional right to exist as equals in this country. I am Somali. I am an American. And I am sick and tired of people acting that those two identities cannot live in the same body. In the United States that we all envision, we are nurses caring for the sick. We are teachers teaching the next generation. We are business owners, taxpayers, neighbors. We are human beings who contribute to the very fabric of this nation. So when you single us out, when you try to dehumanize us, understand this. Your words don't just target Somalis. Your words target the idea of America itself. The idea that all humans are equal under the law, equal in protection, equal in dignity, and the right to be treated as a person, not a stereotype. And those rights are afforded to us by the Constitution. So therefore, they are not negotiable. They are constitutional. And let me be even more direct. Somalis are not your enemy. We are not a threat. We are a part of this country and also a part of this community. And we are also a part of the people who help keep this country alive. So I am speaking out today because silence is not an option. Not when people are being dehumanized. Not when neighbors are being attacked. And not when my community's humanity is being dragged through the mud. We deserve protection. We deserve respect. And above all else, we deserve the dignity that is afforded to us by the Constitution of this country. Because President Donald Trump It is not us who chose to be in this country. It was not in our control, and we did not choose. Many of us were born here, and many of us were brought here at a young age. For you to scapegoat a whole community of people for the mistakes of the few, and to call them out, and to put targets on their back, how does that make America great? At what capacity does that improve the lives of the Americans? The hardworking taxpayers, the mothers, the fathers, and the future, the next generation of this great country of ours. Divisiveness is not going to improve the situation of the everyday American. Division within the people of this great country is not going to solve the problems of our nation. It is time for you to call unity, cohesion, respect for one another, not divisiveness. Many of the statements that you are uttering goes against the Constitution that you swore by. So let it be known, scapegoating a community of people who are a minority of a minority, less than 1%, is not going to solve many of the problems that you face as a president today.
Maybe this is expected from Trump, and I would like to tell y'all this is not just about Somalis. He had been referring to the whole East Africa, and it's sort of a global foreign policy disguised as an insult. Western countries have, mastered a very old strategy: devalue the people, covet the resources, control the narrative, and it works every time. Now, we can also acknowledge, yes, some immigrants do bring challenge. Sometimes there are, problems, and yes, not every story is perfect. But why do we have to generalize an entire group or an entire community as if they're all the same? When one African makes a mistake, the West says, especially in their country, see, they're all the same. They're all like that. When one Westerner steals an entire continent, they say that was history.
My name is Jamal Osman. I am the council member of Ward 6, someone who represents the largest East African community in Minneapolis. I am proud to say I'm a Somali American. I know many families are fearful tonight. They are. But I want you to know that City of Minneapolis stand behind you, as the leaders, both mayors and the chief and everyone that stand behind you are here to stand with you. Obviously, everyone knows that our president is racist, xenophobic, Islamophobic, and we are going to fight that. America has a history of fighting and stopping those kind of individuals who continue to divide people and divide communities. Now I would like to switch into Somali to speak to my community. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, apparently the Somalians integrated so well to our community that they don't speak English. What does that tell you?
Trump is scapegoating a tiny piece of the population, some of the most vulnerable people in our country. But Trump based his order on a report whose author has made it clear that his goal is to denaturalize and deport as many Somali Americans as possible. This is not about crime. It's not about safety. This is about purging people like me from this country. Minnesota has always been a welcoming place for people fleeing a home country that is blasted by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans from the South, Hmong and Vietnamese, Liberians and East Africans and Latin Americans. This embrace of new culture is one of our greatest strengths. The first generation came here as immigrants, the second as Americans. They are our teachers, nurses, blue-collar workers, small business owners, and public servants. Donald Trump wants to make Americans hate each other over race and religion. That might play well on Truth Social or Fox News, but it's not going to work here in real life. Minnesotans know better. We care about our neighbors. We live and work alongside each other. Our kids go to the same schools. We shovel each other's cars out of snow. We are not afraid of each other. And we are not afraid of Donald Trump. He will lose this fight in court, and we will show his effort to divide us only brings us closer together and make us stronger.
What is Trump's beef with Somalis? Like, are you intimidated by their success and influence? They are the captains now. What do you mean Somalia is barely a country? Oh, are you talking about the 1.1 million that don't have running water? Or the 27% of the population that don't have proper electricity? Or the 750,000 people that don't have homes? Oh wait, that's the US of A. And it's proper giving projection when he's talking about people running around killing each other. And calling Somalis garbage when they have some of the most gorgeous women on this earth. And that's coming from a man that looks like a dehydrated bit of orange peel that's been left to rot in the sun. Trump, come on now. A man like you that's on the naughty list. And I'm not talking about Santa's naughty list. You're in no position to be talking about anyone, especially about my Somali brothers and sisters.
Mr. Trump, you've said Somalia has no law, no government, and is the worst place on earth. But here's the truth. The United States is one of our biggest supporters. You've helped rebuild our country, funded our government, and paid the salaries of our troops. In the last 20 years alone, America has spent over $150 billion in Somalia, funding schools, agriculture, and jobs. Its absence is felt. And yes, we understand your comments may have been aimed at Representative Ilhan Omar. We get the politics. But let me be clear. Somalia is a deeply religious Muslim nation. And in many ways, our values align more closely with your MAGA supporters than with liberal secularism. In fact, Islam and Christianity have more in common with each other than either has with Judaism, especially on core beliefs. As Muslims, we believe in Jesus, peace be upon him, and we believe in his return. That's a powerful bond between us and many Christians. And to your base, Tucker Carlson, if you're listening, ask me anything, even about the Epstein files. In Somalia, we don't have that. We don't tolerate pedophilia. We protect our children, full stop. So let's stop talking down to Somalia. Let's talk as partners. Because when Somalia rises, so does the return on America's investment.
Donald Trump, what he said has to be the biggest eye-opener for all of the Somali expats living in the West. Put things into perspective, I'm a Somali, British-born Somali. Grew up in the UK, London to be precise, and I moved to Hargeisa about a year and a half ago. And it was the best decision I've ever made. Because I've been living here, I'm stress-free, I go about my day, no one says anything to me, this is my country, right? At the end of the day, this is my country. And this is the thing about us immigrants, we get caught up in building other people's countries. If I was an American, I would be straight away thinking about how to get back to Somalia, Somaliland, wherever you come from. Why? Because how are you contributing to a country that sees you that badly? And by the way, Donald Trump is the only one who's actually vocal about it. There's others that think the same thing. That's why I say the least that you can do is build up your own country. And I'm not saying go into politics. You're contributing to your country just by living there. I would just advise my Somali American brothers and sisters, especially those living in Minnesota. Invest in your own land, invest in your own country. Don't waste your efforts on pleasing another man and another country.
Calling Somalia a trash country doesn't make it true. Every nation has challenges, including US. But Somalis are strong, united, and hopeful. But respect is a choice, and we choose dignity. We are proud, strong, and full of hope. Your words do not define us.
This is Mayor Nadia Mohammed. I'm sure by now you guys have heard what Donald Trump had to say about Somali Americans again. At this point, we are living in his head rent-free. And here's the thing. I refuse to dignify him with any answer. I refuse to do that. Instead, I'm going to talk to my fellow Minnesotans and my St. Louis Park residents. The goal for them is to win a midterm by any means necessary, even if it is to just pit us against each other, right? They'll do anything but provide really good policy, but actually govern, right? Here's the thing. When the midterms come, that is where our sole power lies. That is where our voice needs to be heard loud and clear, not reactionary for every single time that they say something, we say something right back. No, through voting, through really being active in our civic duties, that's where our power lies. And so I hope that all of you guys turn out for the midterms. I hope you vote for the right people who will hold them accountable.
Welcome back. Now, those videos I've played, they are reactions from my Somali brothers and sisters. They are my brothers and sisters because I come from Kenya. I am East African. And when Trump said those words, the Somali migrants, they have come that from a place where it's barely a country, a place that has nothing, that they have nothing, that they are trash. And then there's this lady called Ilhan Omar. I think she's the advocate of Somalis. DJT called her trash too, garbage. Those words didn't just fall on Somali ears. Those words shock every immigrant. It have to shock each and every immigrant. Any immigrant in the United States, anyone from Ethiopia, anyone from Kenya, anyone from South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana must take heavily on those words, okay? Because it's like Somalis or immigrants who are saying, at least we are better than African Americans, but you are not better. Because for decades, American has played one of the oldest games in the world. Turn outsider groups against black Americans, while quietly seeing all of them as disposable. Somalis didn't expect it. I know that. Somalis didn't expect it. Somalis, Ethiopians didn't expect it. Even Nigerians didn't expect it. Latinos doesn't expect, because even Latinos is affecting them. Okay? But black Americans did expect it. Black Americans knew this for a very long time. Because black Americans have lived through every version of the story. Okay? So, when many immigrants arrive in the United States, not all, but many, they come in with a message already planted in their minds from their home countries. That African Americans are lazy, African Americans don't want to work, avoid African Americans, don't behave like African Americans. Okay? The lies travel across oceans. They travel through colonial school books, and colonial territories. They travel through missionary propaganda. They travel through whitewashed narrative. So when immigrants land in America, too many of them, they immediately think that we are not like black Americans, we are better than black Americans. So they don't understand the history, they don't understand the system, they don't understand the trauma, they don't understand the engineered poverty. So they look down on the very people who fought so that themselves could even enter that country of USA. Okay? So these videos they are making here, saying that this is our land, we are from Minnesota, we are citizens here. It's true. I think in one way or the other, Trump is sending a message to Africans. Go back and build your country. Don't claim to build this country. Don't claim to build Minnesota and your country is under siege. Go back and build your country. Even though some people will say Trump is bad, but again, this message comes with a different perspective. Using trash words, it may be bad, but telling them to go back and build their own country, it's a good, something that we need to embrace as black people, as Africans. America, okay? Now, immigrants never realize this because they put pamba, cotton in their ears, America might differentiate you from black American society, but not racially. In the eyes of the system, you are black before you are Nigerian, you are black before you are Somali, you are black before you are Ethiopian, you are black before you are Kenyan, you are black before you are Afro-Latino, you are black before you are Caribbean. And DJT confirmed that truth loudly. He didn't say some of them. He didn't say a few of them. He said they are. They should go back. They come from hell. So that was not a political disagreement, but that was racialized rejection. And suddenly, immigrants who mocked black Americans are realizing that, you know what? They thought they were above them. They thought they were above black Americans. They thought they were above black people. They are brown. You know, we are not black. We are brown. We are Arabs. But the system sees you or all of us exactly the same. Okay? Now, one of the biggest mistakes many migrants communities made or makes is believing in a fake hierarchy for that white America created a white other than black immigrants, and black immigrants, black Americans, you know. And this is the illusion white supremacy sells, that you are better than African Americans, so stick with us, play by the role, stick not with them. But here's the truth. White America will use you as a tool until the moment you demand respect. And then suddenly you are a foreigner. You are a threat. You are a problem, you know. You are you go back to your country. You are the target, a political pawn, okay? So for years, black Americans have been saying this. Don't trust the system. It will turn against you. Nobody listened to that. Black Americans say they know the game. Nobody listened to that. But instead of listening, many migrants say that they call black Americans that they are exaggerating, you know, complain too much, and etc., etc. But right now they are seeing what is happening. DJT himself, he has confirmed, even if he has not confirmed it directly, but he has confirmed that the white supremacy, the oppressor, does not want anyone of us, of you, okay? Trump calls Somalis immigrants trash. Who will he call next? Okay? And now they feel the rejection that black Americans feel every day. Now the Somalis, they see the truth that black Americans have been speaking for decades. Great thinkers like Francis Fanon, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Dr. Amos Wilson, they all warned that colonization doesn't just take land, but it takes the mind. Okay? So colonization teaches that white is superior, black is inferior. It teaches African Americans are failed. It teaches Caribbeans don't behave like African Americans. It teaches Latinos to distance yourself or themselves from blackness. It teaches black immigrants that white approval is a success. So when immigrants come to the USA, many of them, they don't even realize that their anti-blackness mindset was imported from Europe through colonial education. DJT attack exposed this. No matter how much you distance yourself from African American, you cannot distance yourself from your skin. That's the reality. You cannot do that. Because many Somali influencers who used to mock black Americans are now silent. Many Nigerians who supported DJT are now shocked. Many Latinos who loved DJT are now being deported ICEs on their necks. When DJT said that, send them back, that wasn't policy. That was a reminder that you are a guest in the house built by white supremacy. And you can be removed at any time. But black Americans, they are not guests. We have to know that. Black Americans are not guests in America. They built that country. They bled for that country. They fought for its freedom. And they have no other country to go back. That's reality. Africa is the continent, but you, as a black American, you don't need to despise what you created, because once we unite, we take over the world. Somalis, the immigrants, they have home to go back. But black Americans cannot be deported. It's a willing of black American to decide, now I'm leaving and going back to the motherland. It's by will, not by force. You can't deport black Americans. Black Americans are the only group who have no home elsewhere, but in America. And at the end of the day, maybe they trace their DNA back to the motherland where they came from. But immigrants always have another option. A country of origin, a place to run back to, a place where they belong automatically. Black Americans are a people whose roots were intentionally erased. They came by force, their culture was destroyed, their language was stripped, their families were torn apart. So when DJT says go back to where you came from, then black Americans here, you know, go back to the place we stole you from and arrest you from. Immigrants hearing this today are shocked. But black Americans have had it for 400 years. Now, DJT did not invent the anti-American racism. He didn't invent anti-blackness. He just said the quiet part out loud. Some Americans don't want Africans. Some don't want black refugees. Some don't want people who look different. Some don't want Muslims. We know that. And immigrants thought that they were safe as long as they worked hard. But DJT proved the labor is useful, but your presence is not valued. Okay? So, immigrants communities, you have a choice. Continue distancing yourself from black Americans, only to be rejected by the system again, or unite with black Americans as one global family, because unity threatens the system and protects anyone. Black Americans are always ready. Many African immigrants are now ready. Caribbeans are now ready. Afro-Latinos are now ready, because DJT made it clear, if you are black, you are in the same struggle. No matter your flag, no matter your tribe, no matter your language, no matter your passport. It's high time we need to know this. DJT just confirmed to us. This is a message to many people who come from different parts of African countries, Kenya, Nigeria. You need to, let's go back. Let's build our own, okay? Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace out.